when the trap movement came out, dude, they weren't. There's a lot of people in the old school shit. They're like, no, they're not fucking with that and everything like that. But all of us in the younger demographic, we were really rocking with, everything that you see on my wall, But the people behind them, like the 30 somethings, they were all like, "Oh man, fuck no, that's not real music." Blah, blah, blah,
I have to
like
disagree with you on that. I absolutely have to disagree with you on that, because I'm going to tell you right now, the biggest demographic for BET's 106 in Park was from 18 to 45.
Right, but 106 in Park was not playing fucking KRS-One. They were playing T.I. and shit. I was watching.
No, I understand that. My point, I get that. Hell, we remember when Ice-T said that Soulja Boy was fucking up hip-hop, okay? And he got called.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like the same time frame.
Right, it was the same time frame. But what I'm saying is that now,
I'm unstoppable like rolling, cracking out the mows. Never mind the road, I go whichever I'ma go. Nothing stop me though, rain, sleet, summer, snow. I'ma grind.
What's up, y'all? Hardcore's here with the Music Making Sense podcast, where we come to talk to you every single episode about music marketing, branding, and how to have success as an independent artist. Real success. Not no fake shit, that real shit. With me as always is the Dark Hearts Rocker. Sorry, the Dark Arts Rocker, the Dark-Hearted Stalker, your mama's most your grandma's, I'm fucking this all up. KP's here with us, motherfucker. I can't even read.
what's up, dude? Holy shit.
I can't read. Good?
Dude, I just realized this fucker kicked up pretty goddamn loud.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, daddy.
Yeah, your headphones on. Yeah, different headphones and getting them extra loud in there for you. So,
and this is the first time I actually,
loud, but...
and two, this is the first time I actually I'm using my USB interface, my Behringer to record on a podcast. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, for those of y'all who checked out last week's episode, he started having some microphone issues and had to hop off. About 3/4 of the way through, unfortunately, but we got that smoothed out. Should be good.
Yeah.
So only one way to find out. But
yeah, we'll figure it out.
But yeah, man. So what was that?
I said, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out what's going on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Everything will get taken care of perfectly fine. But got another great episode as always. A lot of podcasts always say, "Oh, I got a great episode for you today." But in reality, it's up to y'all listening to let us know if it was a great episode.
Yeah.
So send us a message. Rate and review, all that good fun shit. Wherever you're listening to this at, do whatever you need to do to give us stars or whatever kind of positivity or negativity. And you can always go to musicmakingsensepod.com and message us directly on the site and tell us, hey, y'all suck, or hey, you guys are awesome, or hey, can you talk about this, whatever. That way we're not just out here sounding like everybody else, be like, oh, we got a great show for you. Well, because it might not be great. You may not like it. It may not hit with you. It may not resonate with you today. But yesterday it might. You know what I'm saying? Next week's episode might be all good. So let us know. And we're going to let you know who we are powered by.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Exactly. I was wondering if you were going to hit that one. Powered by Riverside, as always. Riverside is dope. It's amazing. It's wonderful. If you use Zoom or StreamYard or anything like that, stop. Click the link down below in the description and get your first month free. That way you can test out Riverside and see exactly what me and KB talk about every single episode. It's great. It's awesome. He's in Seattle, Washington. I'm in Indiana. When we have Capone, he's over in Oklahoma. I've got used Riverside to chat with a client that I have over in the UK. And it never fails.
Nope.
It's great. So make sure you go check it out. It's got a lot of in-app features. Dan, who's been on the show before, he's actually using Riverside. Well, I am too, but he's using Riverside to create a couple of his courses that he's working on to help artists with their registration and their marketing and stuff like that. But he's actually recording them and editing them 100% within Riverside.
Yeah.
I record them in Riverside and then I edit them in Premiere Pro just because I like some of the functionality that Premiere Pro has, and I've been working with Premiere Pro for a few years. He's not that well versed, so he has like no experience doing editing, and he's having no issues doing Riverside's editing features. So you guys can use it for fucking literally everything.
Yeah, you can.
So, absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and get to it. Let's go ahead. KP sent me a video last night that thoroughly pissed me off. But we're gonna, and then see, he sent me this video. Let me do a preface for y'all real quick.
Yeah.
And so he sent me this video. He's like, "Hey, topic for tomorrow." I'm like, okay, cool. So check it out, because he's always surfing on content and everything like that. I tend to not as much, but he's always on there. He finds stuff or whatever, shoots him over, says, "Hey, let's talk about this." Okay, cool, no problem. Well, he sends me this video, which I'll show you here in a second, and I watch it and I say, man, I'd rather talk about something else, because this dude, I'd rather talk about something else instead of listening, talking about this ignorant ass dude with no shit. He's pissing me off. And KP goes, "Well, I actually agree with him." I was like, "Oh, so I just inadvertently called you an ignorant ass?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, fuck it, I guess I am."
Oh well,
we're just gonna roll with it.
Gonna rock with it, man.
I mean,
so
I can't
funny.
backtrack now. I already said it. So, but it was pretty funny. But anyway, this is. Who is this? It says it's on the account.
It's
TJS DJS.
Yes, he was the manager for
Mr. J.
Yeah, he was like the manager. He managed BOB for a minute. Actually, you see my comment in there. I actually put I put my comment in there.
I totally agree with that, brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's me.
But yeah, so yeah, like
I can't think of the guy's name.
Mr. J Hill is what it looks like.
Okay.
He has like the worst handle. It's TJS DJS. It looks TJ Chapman. TJ Chapman.
Yeah, that's TJ. Yeah, TJ Chapman is he managed BOB.
Yeah, so that's weird that his screen name would be TJS DJS. Like, how am I supposed to search? Anyway, that's another story. Anyway, so he's got this video right here. And we'll go ahead and play it before we just keep talking. I'll ramble. I don't want to do that. So go ahead and check it out right here. All right, y'all. I just wanted to hop in here really quick and let you know about my company. I know a lot of times we're sitting here talking to you about all the different companies that rock with us here at Music Making Sense Podcast, but I just figured I'd hop in here really quick and let you know about my company and the services that I offer. Now, my company is called Apex Music System, and you can find that over at apexmusicsystem.com. You can find a full list of all the services that I offer over there in my company. If you're a podcaster or you have an online business or you're an artist, I can help you out with anything, all right? I got services such as website building, email marketing, video editing, social media management, ad management, creative content, strategy, consultations, and I can help you out no matter what your budget is. Now that's key right there. I got great prices. Plus I have a wide variety of low, medium, and high tier services. So I can help you out no matter what your need is. So make sure you go check out my company over at apexmusicsystem.com. And, like I tell you every time, make sure you let them know that I told you about my company right here on Music Making Sense Podcast. So I know that this ad's actually working. All right, I'm going to shut up so you can get back to the show.
Jay-Z drops tomorrow. Jay-Z should not be competing with Ice Spice. Why is Nas on the same chart as 310 Baby? 310 Baby graduated high school yesterday. It was on the internet. Left, right, baby, let's do it. Yeah. How the fuck is he on the same chart that if Too Short dropped tomorrow, Too Short has to compete with a kid who just finished chemistry homework? There needs to be an adult hip-hop. That's a part of the Flex problem. You want to know why Flex was going at me? It's because he was scared of his spot. Mm-hmm. He's scared of his spot because he's like, there's a nigga running so fast, he's going to take my spot. But the problem is that Flex goes, there's one spot. There shouldn't be. He's an icon. He should have graduated. But where does he graduate to? Why can't Noriega drop a new song? Why can't Snoop Dogg drop a new song? Why can't Jay-Z, Nas, Styles P? Why can't they drop new songs? Because they don't want to be competing with these kids and putting out an album and be like, Sheik Luch does this amount. It's not fair. They're not even aiming for the same demographic.
But in all fairness, we are seeing people like Killer Mike be in positions where you can win. You're
Killer
older.
Mike won at the Grammys. Killer Mike did not win to the masses. His records are nowhere. The people are not playing it. They're not in the club. They're not getting embraced by the younger demographic. Killer Mike's record got highlighted by the music curators of what the Grammy board is. If Jay-Z drops tomorrow.
All right. So that was the video that KP sent me last night, and then I ended up calling him and KP an ignorant ass, but I did it. I called KP an ignorant ass on accident just to set the record straight. But so,
well, he just
KP,
put it was more
you
in
showed that-
relative of me because you realize
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, because he agreed with him, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm calling it you too.
Yeah.
But yeah. So KP, you found this video in general, and you're like, hey, let's talk about it. And we were talking about it, you're like, I think I can have some interesting perspective on it. So what did you think about the clip, and what brought it to your attention? You're like, yo, I want to talk about this.
It was the fact that he talked about the category of adult hip hop. And I remember we having this conversation because we were everybody who loves hip hop, and from yesterday to today, right? The argument is about the younger hip hop heads and a lot of the older hip hop heads complaining about the music that they're hearing today with a lot of these young rappers, right? And a lot of
something that, I mean, I'm 37. I've heard my whole time in hip hop since I was in 3rd grade in '96.
Mhm.
You know, it's like every decade has a new generation of hip hop, and it's always clashing with the previous one.
Right. But here's the thing. It has gotten to the point now where it's totally been, I'm not going to say divided, but if hip hop fans get older, right? We all get, which we all grow with age. So the thing I would say, having adult hip hop would be a great category to have, because there is a difference when it comes to the style, right? I mean, when we look at, because we think about the old school, new school, and now school, right? We break it down in 3 categories. There's a category in R&B that's called grown folk music, right? And that's
really,
yes, that's where you got your Patti LaBelle. Yeah, you got your Patti LaBelle's, your Luther Vandross, right? Those you got those old. You got the older black singers, and even like white too, like your Tina Marie's, your Bobby Caldwell's, right? You have those older R&B acts. So that's where you would consider grown folks music, and that's more where the older black, or even people, black, white, older demographics of people mainly, but it is a predominantly black because it came from there, right? Yeah. But they've been able to distinguish and separate themselves from that, and in many cases, artists do well when they have like even adult contemporary. There's also adult alternative, right? When they have these type of,
there's like neo
and there's
soul,
neo soul, right?
Would that be the younger version of grown folk music?
Yeah,
what would be the new version of grown folk music?
Grown and sexy. Well, you got your
that's
Robert.
The new version.
Yes,
of
yeah.
Music?
Be so that would be yes, because that would be your Robert Glaspers, you know what I'm saying, and a lot more of the who else? What's the hell are they?
So like Neo, he would be in like Neo or Usher. Where would they be at in that?
You could
kind
put
of
them,
R&B.
Yeah, you would.
They would be like neo soul.
Yes, you would put them in that neo soul, but Usher's more. No, D'Angelo would be considered more neo soul. Belial, Jill Scott, Erykah Badu, Jaguar Wright. Those would be more of that neo soul era, right? Because that's where it actually came from. The Soul Aquarians with the roots, and also because hip hop also played a role in how neo soul was played.
Especially Erykah.
Yeah,
and Usher,
exactly. Yeah. So, but Usher became more of a pop sensation as well. But yeah, even so with that being said, having an adult hip hop category would favor artists as well, would favor a lot of rap artists as well, because now they don't have to compete like because Rev Run said this best. He said one of the biggest mistakes is that a lot of MCs have made, like in the past, was that they kept constantly trying to compete with the youth. He's like, don't compete with them. Do your own thing, right? Because we're adults. We have a different style. there are people, I mean, like, I was just man, I was a couple years ago, Sauce Money just dropped when he was a rapper with Jay-Z, but Sauce Money dropped something, and I was excited as hell because I remember him back when he dropped a track with Jay. And just from that, I'm like, my style, even, yes, I listen to some young artists out there and stuff, but mainly I'm gonna go back to listening to Black Moon and A Tribe Called Quest, right? I'm gonna go back listen to that. So there is a category. I think that adult hip hop, and I think there are certain subgenres within adult hip hop needs to be displayed. Though back then there was more of a balance, but there was still a separation. So that's why I agree with him on, like, solely my main, when he said that was like my main sole focus of agreeance of making making the category of adult hip hop.
Right. Well, you're an ignorant ass, so just kidding. No, so
I'm gonna do this.
No, I get what you're, huh? There you go. Yeah. So I get what you're saying with that, and that makes sense to a degree if they were to separate hip hop, kind of like they did, adult contemporary versus this and that, and neo soul versus something else. If they came up with something else, I mean, because within hip hop there are so many different segments,
right? I mean, definitely have your subgenres for sure. I mean, right?
Yeah. Well, and not only do they have reggaeton and Afro beats and drill and down south, west coast, like all that kind of shit, because hip hop is a worldwide culture and it's elemented, it's represented from all the different areas from around the world with all the different flair, but I don't know. My first instinct that made me say, "Oh, I'm out. This guy's just pissing me off," is because I was like, "Well, he's like, oh, well, the youth ain't buying it." Well, the youth have always went for the new thing, not the old thing. A lot of Gen Z and stuff like that. They'll look at some of the older music and stuff like that, but in general, what's popular with the youth is represented by them. When you're 13 to 22 and you see 17 to 25-year-olds on stage making music and shit, you're going to resonate with them and they're going to resonate with you way more than if you saw a 45-year-old up on stage making music. They're not going to be able to resonate with you as much, just because life experience, life stage, all that shit. And so like the reason, and so like it's just, he's just like, oh, well, well, for one, he was like, Jay-Z can't put out a new album. Well, I think Jay-Z shouldn't, but he said Snoop Dogg can't. Well, Snoop Dogg is actually getting ready to put out a new album. I saw it today, actually. He's putting out a new album with West Coast Connection or somebody like that.
Aside Connection.
But yeah, sorry, thank you. And
whoa.
Nas keeps dropping tracks. Nas keeps dropping albums with Hit Boy. He's released The King's Disease, like I think he's on like volume 4 now, and just in the last like 4 years.
But I think you're misinterpreting what he's saying. He's saying that.
Well, let me say, I think I know what he's saying is. Yeah, I think I know what he's saying is when it comes to the charts and when it comes to resonating with the youth, they can't drop and still resonate with the youth. Is that what you think he's saying? That's what I thought he was saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, but here's the thing. He is right, because you got to look at the argument today with hip hop, right? And that argument is huge. And it's the elephant in the room, where it comes when a lot of older cats who are into hip hop, they're not liking a lot of the younger cats out here. I would say there's the only crew of young cats that older cats are feeling is Coast Contra. They are feeling the hell out of Coast Contra. And there's a reason why. Because they have that style. They have that old school style of rap. They're lyrical.
Right.
Older cats, a lot of the older cats like lyrical. The younger cats like vibes, right? And I get
Right.
it because I'm
Well, it's just
also
like
about
me.
vibe. Yeah, you are like, okay, so that's why. And
Yeah.
when you think about it, for you, especially, and I'm saying this to you as a hip hop head and a historian and an artist, right? You would benefit way more, and even because of the way you write and your style of your lyrical approach, you would fit more in a adult hip hop category. So yes,
Right,
it would make
absolutely.
sense. So that's so why. So my point. So my question to you is that why would there be a disagreement when the fact that it would favor artists like you? Because who's going to listen to you more, right? A younger audience or a more or a younger audience. Now you do have your exceptions
Right.
and antidotes when it comes to young lyrical artists, right? And those would be the young kids who listens to Coach Contra. But also your fan base, if it's a younger demographic, they would be more overseas. Because I saw that with I saw that with hieroglyphics. It would be more overseas because hieroglyphics put on a show. I forgot where it was at, but it was overseas. And these kids, they were young. These were young kids, young white kids rapping their shit.
Yeah.
Right. So you
Right.
know that you do have that. But overall, when it comes to hip hop and the way hip hop is today, yes, it would be more beneficial to have adult hip hop because a whole adult hip hop category, because we have too many older hip hop heads.
Right. But I mean, okay, so it's always been like this. When I was, like I said, I got involved in hip hop in '96, Bone Thugs, Wu Tang, shit like that, and then look at my wall behind me. It's all people that dropped in the late '90s to 2010 ish. That was like my era whenever I was a young teen to young or old teen to young adult, right? That was really where it was at, and even then, people were shitting, people who loved, LL Cool J and KRS-One and Rakim and all the originators and stuff, and even some Nas and Jay-Z, they weren't really, well, a little bit. Nas and Jay-Z were like on that border.
Yeah.
But they weren't really rocking with a lot of these new age people. You know what I'm saying? When the trap movement came out, dude, there's a lot of people in the old school shit. They're like, no, they're not fucking with that and everything like that because it was the new vibe. But all of us in the younger demographic, the 18 to 25s or whatever, we were really rocking with, everything that you see on my wall, from Lil Jon to Lil Wayne to fucking, Outkast and all that shit, even Snoop.
Right. But guess what?
All right, y'all, let me take a quick break right here to tell you about something that's completely fucking ridiculous, okay? It's called HorribleDesigns.com. And I personally know the owner, and he's just as ridiculous as this whole fucking company is, okay? If you or someone you know loves stickers and mugs and shirts with crazy, outlandish sayings on them that just are designed to catch people's attention out in public and get them to laugh and point and ask you, hey, where'd you get that t-shirt or where'd you get that sticker when they see it on your car and stuff like that, y'all got to go check out HorribleDesigns.com. At HorribleDesigns.com, they have all kinds of ridiculous sayings on stickers and coffee mugs, t-shirts, vinyl stickers, magnets, and even mouse pads, okay? And I'm telling you, if you guys have not checked out HorribleDesigns.com, you got to go check it out because some things are straight up great, like the American Muscle mouse pad. It's got some awesome pictures of great muscle cars if you're into cars or you know somebody who's into muscle cars and they need some great mouse pad to have while they're on the computer working. But then they also have dumbass fucking t-shirts that say things like, are you staring at my ass, with a picture of a donkey on it, or stickers that say, are you staring at my beaver, with a picture of a beaver on it. Stuff like that, man. Completely ridiculous shirts and stickers, coffee mugs, everything like that. Anything that you could ever think about having just to get people's attention, make a statement out in public, and just completely be ridiculous, and to do it with some horrible designs at the exact same time. And like I said, I know the owner, so he hooked us up with a great deal where you can save right now by using the link below in the description. Whenever you go there and shop, you will not only support Music Making Sense podcast, but you also get a great deal on any and everything that you decide to purchase every time that you use that link right there in the description below. So make sure you go check that out right now, horribledesigns.com. Use the link below in order to get good savings. Go check it out. Buy some ridiculous shit for yourself or someone you know. All right, now let's get back to the show.
But here's
the people behind them, like the 30-somethings, they were all like, "Oh man, fuck no, that's not real music." Blah, blah, blah,
I have to
like
disagree with you on that. I absolutely have to disagree with you on that because I'm going to tell you right now, the biggest demographic for BET's 106 in Park was from 18 to 45.
Right, but 106 in Park was not playing fucking KRS-One. They were playing T.I. and shit. I was watching.
No, I understand that. My point, I get that. But even before, but beforehand, before that time, they were playing KRS-One when Donnie Simpson was hosting, BET. But that was before. That was actually before 106 in Park became a show. But they were hosting. But I'm just. And I'm with you. Hold on. Just let me just say, I'm with you on that, right? But what I'm saying is this. Now, with the way hip hop, and yeah, you had a couple cats that did and didn't, but I'm talking like today, in today's internet, with today's internet movement of hip hop as well. And I mean, hell, we remember when Ice-T said that Soulja Boy was fucking up hip hop, okay? And he got called.
That's what I'm saying.
Right,
like the same time frame.
Right, it was the same time frame. But what I'm saying is that now, in this day and age, because of the internet and the fact that even though I know people, they're trying to be genreless, but it's actually a bunch of happy horse shit when you think about it. Yeah. Because again, when you look at the way we look at, dude, it's even going on in metal. The old school metalheads, when they hear like the band 200 Stab Wounds, right? Or Rivers of Nihil, right? These bands have they're Gatecreeper. They have an old school death metal style, which a lot of the older heads love, but these are younger bands, right? And they have a new modern edge.
It's just like Griselda.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And when you talk about that.
So what I'm trying to say is when you're like, oh, well, BET, 106 in Park had that demographic 18 to 25.
1845.
That okay.
45.
Well, what I'm saying though is that the young audience is within a certain age range. And as the years go on, that age range stays the same, but people come in and out of that. Audience and artists come in and out of that.
Right.
And so the highly, highly popular, trendy shit is within that age bracket. And like I said, as the years go on, when the millennials entered into that, whenever I was in with that, the Gen Xers and shit were hopping out and they were taking the older artists. The older artists were going out and the newer artists were coming in with us, right? And then as we went out, now these Gen Zers are coming into that bracket. And so, like, I could kind of see where he's like, hey, look, if an older artist from a previous generation puts out a track, they shouldn't have to compete with a newer artist from the next generation. We should have it marked generationally and then have the charts generationally. That makes sense. I mean, fuck, dude, have you seen, me and you are similar in age, right? Have you seen that they mark Metallica as oldies now or classic rock? I mean,
well, like, look how long they've been out.
I know it's been a long time since like the 80s. I get it. But what I'm saying though is like in our lifetime, when we grew up, classic rock was Leonard Skinner, Led Zeppelin, and then the oldies were like the Beatles, like the Beach Boys and shit. You know what I'm saying? The 50s music.
Yes.
But now, 20, 30 years later, we're sitting here and they're calling the shit that literally first started coming out when we were in elementary school. I remember listening to fucking Unforgiven 2, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that on the radio. I mean, fuck, I got my goddamn Metallica fucking Don't Tread on Me shirt, you know what I'm saying right now? But what I'm saying is like,
dude, that's crazy.
But now that's classic rock. And then now Led Zeppelin is oldies. And so then, like, I guess Beach Boys are fucking ancient history. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers don't even know about Beach Boys anymore, type of shit. I think that's just how it goes.
It's the people, and the people who hold on to them are the people who know them, who follow, who've grown
Right,
up
or
with
some
them.
people who
No,
I'm
just saying, like,
shit.
right,
You know
it's
what I'm
that's
saying? Yeah.
it. No, and I'm just saying, I'm agreeing with you on that. Like,
Well,
you're
I'm talking
so
about the younger
right,
people.
right, exactly.
Mhm.
There's
some young
younger
people that really love vintage. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like you may find a Gen Zer whose house is full of antiques. It looks like an 80-year-old woman lives there, but it's them. They're like 19, right? And they got antiques everywhere, and they're listening to fucking Beach Boys or something. You're like, what the fuck? No,
Those
I
are
like
people
this.
you
Okay,
consider
cool.
novelties in this world, right?
Yeah, and that's out of the spectrum, right?
Yeah.
But when I first
absolutely.
heard what he said, I was like, okay, well, I mean, at first I was like, okay, this dude sounds like an ignorant ass, like I said, but he sounds like a hater and shit like that, because he's hating on the fact that, okay, yeah, you guys, these artists have passed their time and they haven't stayed as relevant because they took so much time off and then decided to come back or something like that, and so now they're not within that zeitgeist anymore, and they're older. They shouldn't have to compete with the new people. I'm just like, yo, it is what it is. Let's rock it out, you know. But then I'm sitting here thinking about, after talking to you here this, you know, for 20 minutes or whatever, like, I kind of get what you're saying. I think you said it better than the way I didn't like the way he said it. I think that's what it is. I'm all about like tonality and shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I can get what you're saying to where it's like, yeah, like that stuff should be rated amongst itself, you know, like when Apple did that 100 best albums of all time or whatever, right? And they had everybody in that fucking thing, and they missed half the people. They had everybody rearranged wrong and shit, like all that kind of stuff. Like they had Michael Jackson at like 30 something or whatever, right? And the Beatles were below like Erykah Badu or some shit. And I'm just like, what? You know, or Lauryn Hill. Sorry, Lauryn Hill was like number one above like everyone else. You know, like Michael Jackson. Like, okay, I get she did some solid work, but did she really have more sales and shit like that on one album only than Michael Jackson or Eminem or fucking anybody else in history?
Yeah.
You know, like any name of fucking anybody in history, you know. Prince, yeah, exactly. Prince. Did she do more than Prince?
Beatles,
you know, like shit like that. Yeah. But I mean, like, you know, I'm just thinking about like solo artists or something like that. Like, there's no way. So, but like, so I guess I could see where it would be challenging to try to rank people based on all that stuff. And then of course you get the infighting where it's all like, oh, well, you know, yeah, I didn't do good on the charts now. You know, I'm Jay-Z or whatever. Jay-Z or Nas or whoever didn't do good on the charts because it's all about streaming and stuff like that. These new cats do a lot of streams, but they can't do sales or whatever, you know, because they got to cancel tours because nobody wants to show up to their shows and they don't sell any physicals, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, you can get into all of that. But, I mean, so, yeah, I guess when it comes to, like, the awards and the charts and stuff like that, but the awards and the charts, they don't really matter to the end consumer. The end consumer is going to like what they like.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to marketing of your music, well, that's simple.
Right.
Because social media is it's all interest-based marketing, okay?
That's all it is. It's all the music has always been.
Exactly. Well, it's all, yeah, exactly. But social media is all interest-based now.
Yeah.
So when Griselda puts out something new or Mick Jenkins puts out something, I hear it. But when you know, fucking City Girls or fucking, you know, name some brand new fucking artist put something out, I usually don't hear it. Right, exactly. I don't hear that. It doesn't pop across my shit.
Yeah.
Because they don't fit within my interests. People who like them don't like the same shit that I like. So I don't get shown that. You know what I'm saying? I'll get shown when Joyner Lucas drops something. I'll get shown whenever somebody likes that drops something. And then I'll get shown when Nas drops something. You know, you go look at my YouTube music history. It'll have Joyner Lucas, Nas, Young Jeezy on there and shit like that. And it'll have Mick Jenkins. You know what I'm saying? That's like a couple different generations right there.
Yeah.
You know, technically it's like 3 different generations. Because, you know, Mick Jenkins is newer, and then you got Jeezy who's like in the middle, and then Nas is old school, which is weird to think about.
Yeah,
but
that is.
But so whenever it comes to like, oh well, these new kids, you can't, like, they're on the internet. Everybody's on the internet, man. Like, the average age of fucking Facebook user is like 50 something. Like, so
There's a saying, the
market to them.
content is the new CD, bro.
Content, yeah, and content is the way to market. Just like before the internet, how did you market? Radio, TV, magazines.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, you behind me, for those of y'all watching on the video, behind me, yeah, I got CDs all over the wall. Yep. But whenever I was 19 and in Iraq, guess what I had? I had ripped out pages of magazines stuck all over my goddamn wall.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
These bands right here, like,
yeah.
That's
exactly
a girl. That's a Guitar Gabby. Shout out to her. And that was her former with the Tulips. She made that herself. And that's an artist I saw on the internet. Remember what we were talking about before, prior, like in a couple episodes, that I was saying how the internet has made a lot of Black rock and metal punk artists be able to showcase themselves more, because we were limited when it came to TV. Now here, y'all able to carry these two girls. You know what I'm saying? This is the young lady's fucking poster right here in the back of me that she sent.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that tells you right there. But as you were saying, I just want to
but I mean, you can reach anyone anywhere with the internet now. You don't have to worry about the location you're in or anything. And let me put my glasses on so I can actually reach it. Mm-hmm. But you were talking about, oh, well, like you were saying, oh, well, if you make some, your conscious shit hardcores, your shit would do good overseas or whatever. Well, I'm looking at my Spotify for artists, for instance, right now, and which is what I just did a campaign on a little over a month ago. Mm-hmm. And, most of my listeners, like 371 from United States, 211 from Mexico, 70 from Canada, 58 from Brazil. You know what I'm saying? And then it goes Australia, Germany, UK, South Africa, New Zealand, Czech Republic, France, Poland, Sweden, Netherlands. And then after that, it drops off to only single digits of listeners and stuff like that. But it's all over. Yeah. I mean, I got the fucking Asia over in this motherfucker, Malaysia and Japan and India and shit. Like, it's from everywhere. You can reach everywhere, and wherever you resonate is wherever you resonate. Like, look, I got fucking 211 listeners in Mexico and 58 in Brazil. I don't speak Mexican or Portuguese.
Right.
Or Spanish or Portuguese, excuse me. I don't speak either one of those. I got people up in Canada. Yeah, most of them speak English, so that's fine. It's whatever.
Right.
But, 28 people in Germany. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they speak a lot of English. But, like I said, look at someplace like Brazil or Mexico.
Yep.
I'm resonating. Yeah, they speak English there too, but it's mostly not that language. I'm not making reggaeton, No. I'm not making none of that. But you can get out. And you know how I got out is I used targeting, and I said, okay, Meta, find me people who like who did I say? Joey Badass, Mac Miller, stuff like that. I came up with like 10 or 15 different artists that I'm similar to, or I have a similar vibe to with this one project that I was pushing.
Right.
And it found me those people. And then I got hundreds, almost 1,000 individual playlist ads off of this campaign in 1 month.
Wow.
Like, and that's individual people putting me on their individual playlists and listening to me. And I stopped that campaign. Here, 1 second here. Let me go up to audience filters, custom. So I stopped this campaign on the 27th of June. Okay. I stopped putting any money behind it. Haven't posted a single piece of content to any of my socials. Haven't released a new song. Nothing like that. Right. Since the 27th. So from the 28th to today, which is July 8th, from June 28th to July 8th, I've had almost 1,400 streams.
Wow.
From 317 listeners. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Average of 4.3 streams per listener, right? And I've had an additional 22 playlist ads, 30 saves, and I even grew a couple more followers. I'm at 276 followers right now, right? So my following is listening like a motherfucker to me, and like, it's not hardly any new people. It's the people that I found that like me and that added me to their shit. Like, like I said, I mean, my music is still on all kinds of fucking playlists, and they're all individual user playlists. let me see if I can find out how many. So, okay, so go to music and go to songs. So my song Running Round that I promoted, it is on, it says 82 different playlists, right? Which doesn't make any sense because I got way more than that. Because it got over 100. So in the last 28 days, it's on 111 playlist ads. Let me do this for that time period. There we go. 151 playlist ads on that song during that campaign that I ran. And then as I was doing that, people really started loving Unstoppable. And Unstoppable got on, during that time frame, got on 60 different playlists. And like I said, all my other tracks got a bunch of stuff and everything like that in here as well too. But whenever I go and look, like I said, I'm still getting plenty of song listens, almost 1,400 in the last 15 days or whatever it is, from the 28th to the 8th. And I haven't done a damn thing because I found the people that resonated with my shit and they kept listening.
Right.
It's not like hopping on one of these, I didn't hop on Lyrical Lemonade. These are all individual playlists that I got on during this campaign. And that's what you have to do. A lot of people, they sit and they're like, oh, if I just get on one big playlist, right? They look for that one big thing, that Willy Wonka's golden ticket and shit like that. Right. Oh, so I had the numbers wrong. It was 742 saves and 381 playlist ads during that 30-day campaign that I ran.
Damn, dude. Hold on,
but I had like 7,000 streams and shit.
Wrong one.
Good?
Hold on, let me get this right here, dude.
Is your camera messing up?
No.
Okay. But I'm just saying, like, people always try to find that Willy Wonka's golden ticket, and if I could just do this, if I could just do that, like we had talked about with, getting, like we had talked about a couple episodes ago about, getting signed to a label doesn't mean shit if you have nothing. Okay. I was hella delayed.
Damn. Really?
Well, it worked. I can adjust it.
All right.
But anyway, it getting signed to a label or whatever doesn't mean shit if you don't have nothing to bring to the table. And I'm not sitting here trying to say I got everything to bring to the table. What I'm saying is that in just 30 days worth of promotion, I was able to reach people who actually like my shit all over the world and who continue tuning in. Right. And that's what it's all about. It's not, I didn't try going out here and hitting all of the high schools with my music. You know what I'm saying? There's 4 high schools in my county. It's not like I try to hit all the high schools. Oh, check out my music, because they wouldn't like it most of the time, right? They're like, oh, well, you don't sound like fucking Uzi Vert or whatever the fuck. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so they wouldn't like it. But I marketed to the people who do. And that's what you really have to worry about. I think that's one of the things that once I started thinking about it, I'm like, oh, that's what bugged me about what he said. Because he's sitting here thinking that Nas, Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, or Too Short have to compete with the same exact audience as Ice Spice or any of these new school artists and stuff like that, because who did he say, the 310 person, the person who just graduated from high school or whatever?
Yeah,
whoever that was.
Yeah,
I can't remember, but they don't compete with the same people. They compete with a whole different demographic of people. So yeah, I get it. You could probably say, hey, look, we need to have like an old school hip hop and a new school hip hop, or segregate it by decade or something like that, you know what I'm saying, or some kind of style or generation. Say millennial hip hop and Gen Z hip hop or something like that, right? All right. I just wanted to come in here and let every single one of y'all who love raw, real underground hip hop know about a dope show I found over on YouTube, and they're exclusively on YouTube as well too. All right, it's called Hip Hop Radar Underground. Make sure you go check them out. They got live Friday shows every single Friday, showcasing artists from all across the world, underground, raw, real Real Hip Hop. And if you're an artist, you can actually go and submit your music there too and get it popping on that show. It's a great place to go and network with everybody as well too. Everybody that watches that show and tunes in live are raw, real hip hop fans. All right. So it's a great place to find some real lovers of your music. And like I said, if you love listening to dope new music, make sure you go check them out. They also offer artist spotlight interviews as well too. So if you're an artist, you want a spotlight, go ahead and hit them up over there. Me and KP were just previously on there and we had a dope interview, sat down with the host himself, Sack Juggalo, and had a great conversation. It was a great opportunity. So I just wanted to cut this message right here for every single one of y'all who love raw, real hip hop, or you're an artist. Make sure you go check out Hip Hop Radar Underground over on YouTube. You can also follow them over on IG. Make sure you go check them out. All right, let's get back to the show and have different charts for that kind of thing. I could get that, but calling it adult hip hop, you're literally saying that anybody who doesn't listen to Nas or Jay-Z is not an adult. Like, that's kind of demeaning. That's where I was kind of like, you're an ignorant ass. You know what I'm saying?
I would
like
say,
that,
okay,
that's where it comes off at me.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Because you're trying to say that somebody could be 35 years old and they like Lil Uzi Vert. Well, they're not an adult because they don't listen to Jay-Z. I don't like Jay-Z. Fuck him.
Well,
right?
no,
Well,
but I think what he's trying to say is just from like a genre, even like a playlist purpose, that it could be that you could put it as adult contemporary hip hop. I would like to pretty much say it as because. I mean, because I get where you're saying. You just kind of got bothered by the wording of it, the way he worded it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can see where that comes from. But no, I think having
and I mean, he essentially said, like, if you don't listen to Jay-Z or Nas or Too Short or Snoop, you're not an adult. That's what adults.
No, he didn't. No, he wasn't saying it like that. And I mean, I'm saying I totally listened to him, and I was like, and the reason that's why I was able to agree with him because. What he was saying, and he said this about Funk Flex. Shout out to Flex. He was saying that when he did the thing about hip hop
when he was coming up
as right, and because he was looking at being a DJ, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a competition when you on radio like Angie Martinez, right? They got competition when it comes to keeping up with the hottest hip hop. So so what he was saying was. At that time, he felt like, why should Flex have to compete? He should be on an iconic status. He should be on for hip hop. What he's trying to say is that hip hop needs to have more of a, because of the fact that it's that school level, and it's emphasized in it, that they need to be more of a graduation, if you will. Like for older artists, like he was saying that, and even for like himself, when he looked at Flex, right? He's like, Flex should not have to be fighting for his legacy against someone who's young. He should be an icon already. Nobody should. It's one of those things that's like, if Flex decided to leave that radio station, decided to move to another state, if he decided to leave it where he's at, Flex should not have to go through any bullshit that some young DJ who has not been in the game as long and has a name like Flex. He should not have to go through that. If he decided to move to another state because of his status and what he has been to hip hop, no radio station. If he came here to Cube 93, if he came here to Cube and became a DJ on Cube 93 here in Seattle, that man should be treated, because you talk about you a hip hop station, right? He should be treated with royalty. He should be royalty to them, right? I'm talking top salary. I don't give a fuck who's the local. I don't care if whatever local cat is up in there now. He don't deserve the same stripes as my man Flex does. That's what Homeboy was saying.
Right, but success is something that you have to maintain. You can't just earn it once and retain it. You have to maintain it.
But you look at it from hip hop,
so if somebody is more popular, so if Funk Flex is only getting 20,000 views on his show, no matter where he's at, even if he's on Hot 96, right? If he's only getting 20,000 views on his show, and we're talking about like online or whatever, but fucking DJ fucking whoever
Bro,
over here,
yeah, or Envy,
whoever,
yeah.
right? DJ Glasses or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like whoever, I don't know, some newer
Up and
DJ
coming,
who's like
yeah.
20 years younger, right, is getting 1 million. Okay, yeah, Funk, you paved the way. However, you're not resonating anymore, bro. You need to figure something out. We need to figure out how to remarket you or something like that. But people aren't fucking with you anymore for whatever reason. We can figure that out. People like this person, though. So this person's going to have a higher salary because they're bringing in more eyeballs, ears, whatever. You know, I mean, like, that's just kind of how it is. I mean, you know, that's what success is. I get the aspect of treating people with that, hey, look, you paved the path, like respect. But like, you know, if you move from Hot 96 to, you know, whatever radio station you just said or whatever, he shouldn't be making more money than the person who's getting more listeners. It should be a metric on how well you're getting out. And the marketing department can try to figure out exactly what the shortfalls are with where so-and-so, whoever, even if it's not Flex, whoever is not making not getting as much attention and shit like that. That's a marketing option. But if people aren't resonating with you, people aren't resonating with you anymore. You know, it's just like cable news and stuff. You know, yeah, people still watch it and stuff, but more people are getting their stuff from individual podcasts and stuff now. No matter what their political preference is, they choose to go to different places and, you know, different. There's plenty of independent podcasts that get way more viewers than any mainstream, you know, news station and stuff. It's just kind of how things go, you know. And I think that just saying, oh, you've achieved success once, so you just get to maintain that the rest of your life without having to put any work in. I think that's kind of odd because if that was the case, if that's the case, then Soulja Boy should still be on top of the charts.
That's not the case, though. That's not how
exactly.
That's not. No. Listen, what I'm saying is that.
Oh,
that's not
what you're saying.
No,
okay.
That's not even. No, what I'm saying is this: is that if Flex, number one, Flex is gonna always have a fucking demographic, right?
Right.
Now,
everyone has a
right. But what
yeah.
I'm saying is that, I'm talking like a platform. I'm talking about we're talking about at the level that he is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is this. He should not, as what he's been able to do. And if they are talking about hiring him, and they're going to hire, number one, they're going to hire him for a reason. That's like if they want to get Sway, right? If they want to get Sway over here, you know, they're going to look at it like, okay,
they're hiring him for a reason.
Yeah, that's it. So my point is that in hip hop, again, with hip hop, because of the way things have been paved, right? There is a certain respect that someone deserves to be shown. Well, I won't say deserves to be shown, or has earned a certain respect that someone has earned, right? And it should be shown. But so that's where I'm saying, like, and I'm not and let's if we're gonna specifically point out Soulja Boy, all right. Let me get into. I'm going to come from.
I was using it as an example.
No, I want to use
to be the hottest thing smoking.
But here's the kicker, though. Listen, but check this out. Automatically, and I'm not taking anything away from him, but I already knew he was going to become irrelevant because of the fact that he did one thing, and I'm not. And this is funny as hell, but if you think about it and you look at it. I see why you made the term silly. I see why people say the term silly dances. Because what ends up happening is that those guys who make those dances, they end up their career dies instantly. Hit the quan. Do the stanky leg. Teach me how to Dougie. All of them, every one of them, dude.
And all of them came up after Soulja Boy.
Yeah, Bobby, Ricky Bobby, due to Ricky
Yep,
Bobby.
exactly.
Dead.
Because
Gone.
And if you remember during that time frame, that was the infancy of the internet. We're talking about 2007, 2008. All right, y'all. We're talking about Facebook was starting like 2006 or something. MySpace was still on at that time in 2007, 2008. Okay, but it was still mainly dominated by MTV, BET, radio, and shit like that, right? Clubs, stuff like that. And yeah,
Even songs
Soulja
like,
Boy,
bro, even songs like, okay, we can go way back with songs like Whoop That Is, right? Those
right?
tracks,
Exactly.
all the fucking
Salt and
dance,
pepper and shit, yeah.
dance, DJ, the bass,
Crisscross.
all of them, dude. The only ones who was able to
And that
really
happens.
last with a dance was 2C Slide, and that's Drake. Drake is one of the
Right,
only
yeah, a little
artists
bit.
that really was able to actually survive and strive in this
Yeah,
career.
but that's because he diversified and maintained his success.
Right. Exactly.
Soulja Boy did not diversify
Nope.
and did not maintain his success.
Nope. And
He
none
tried
of them
with that, with that "Call Me on the Phone" or whatever the fuck
Hit
song
me on the
he
get,
had
kiss
out-
me
he-
through the phone.
Yeah,
Yeah. with that
He tried with
song.
that one, and it just kind of right.
Well, see, I think one of his
you know,
biggest.
so that happens.
Yeah.
That happens. But Soulja Boy should not be getting paid to headline Rolling Loud more.
Okay, realistically, okay, but here's the
than
thing.
what Lil Uzi Vert or somebody should be.
Okay,
getting,
but you're talking
because
but
he
that's
doesn't do numbers.
all right, but bro, you are talking. Let's just keep it, bro. You are really talking in fucking. You are talking in tall tales on this one, okay, my friend. Because
Okay.
because let's be realistic, all right. He ain't making the type of numbers that Lil Uzi Vert makes. He's not, and he will never. He could never do what Lil Uzi Vert has done. I'm sorry.
No, or anybody like that.
Or
yeah.
anybody like that, okay? He doesn't have that type of influence. And let's look at, and I want to just say this, dude. When we look at those
He
guys.
did it one time, but no more. And
But look,
Uzi's
okay.
going to be the same way.
But okay, I have to say this. For
After
Lil
a certain
Uzi,
amount of time, he won't be on there no more. 10
okay,
years, whatever it is, he won't be there no more.
I
It's
will
been
say
over
this.
10 years since Soulja Boy.
Okay, well, okay, but I think he's been able. I think he was able to do. I think he could do a little bit more than Soulja Boy does. I do think that, right? I mean, especially with the fact.
There's only one
And
way to
here's
find
why.
out, honestly.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, but
Can't
here's
project
why.
into the future and find out.
I
Yeah.
get that, but here's the thing: the reason I say he could is because he has a little bit more of a diversity to him than Soulja Boy did. Soulja Boy only had that. His brand was really like, it was just concrete as hell, right? His
Just like
is
what I said with
literally
his Drake. He's been able to diversify and maintain his success.
right. So
Mhm.
there's so but at the same time, like as we're saying, you know, when we look at like as we're looking at with what we were saying with the genres, right? That genre of
Right.
making adult content. I think having adult contemporary a genre like adult contemporary hip hop would do great because of the loud and present audience that they have and the the sales, the hard sales. They've been able still older rap like Nas and those guys, they've been able to make those sellouts on shows, right?
Right.
They've been able, and guess who's the audience? Folks who got some bread on them, the older cats. They got some money, steady, got ones who got the steady jobs and the paychecks.
Yeah. 30,
Right.
40, 50
Yep.
year olds. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
All right, y'all. I just want to hop in here again real quick. Yes, I know again, but you know what? We rock with a lot of people here, and a lot of people rock with us here at Music Making Sense Podcast. So I got to tell you about all these great people, all right? And this one right here, right now, is Mad K Studios, all right? Go check them out, madkstudios.com. Mad K is a dope artist, man. This guy can draw or paint almost anything, okay? He really, really specializes in, like, portrait arts for memorialization of your favorite car or a family member or a loved one or something like that. All right. Full commission artwork, no copy and paste shit or nothing like that. All right. custom designs. If you want it, make sure you go hit up madkstudios.com for your custom art piece. And you can even go check out some of the pieces that he's done for freelance and stuff like that. And you can also get it on a shirt. He's got coffee mugs and mouse pads and all kinds of other decorative pieces of artwork that you can go and check out as well too. So if you're a connoisseur of art, you're looking for a nice piece of knickknack or something like that around the house, or if you want a custom artwork designed for a loved one or something that's cherished in your life that you want memorialized in an actual painting, a real painting, make sure you go check out madkstudios.com. Let them know Hardcoast over at Music Making Sense Podcast sent you. All right, let's get back to the show.
So that's why I'm saying, and the fact that more than ever, older people are like people are middle-aged, older people, we're going out more. We're doing a lot more. We're living longer.
Some of us, not me. I'm coming in more.
Well, I mean, but I'm saying, but a lot of us,
Right.
we're living longer, right? We're doing, we're still living. Like, you go on the internet, look how many people have videos, like they create content around old school rap and talking about H-Town knocking the boots. And I was just seeing a video about Juneteenth, right? And it was a festival. I forgot. I think Tulsa, Oklahoma, just had a festival, right? And they had some 90s R&B groups out there. They had some rap, and it was packed, right? And the ladies were getting out there dancing. And I mean, so there is a culture, a strong culture of older people who actually cherish music more than ever. And because coming from Gen X, we grew up with music. It was that thing. We saw it on TV. We had that access to it. So we cherish it a lot more. So now, because of that, older artists can come out with music and make a living. In fact, that's why, as an older artist, even in today's day and age, if you're just starting, you can make a living because we have an audience that is going to consume the music for us, and they're going to consume the music as direct. They're going to be way more direct.
Just like in March and April, my dad went and saw Afro Man twice.
You were telling me about that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was talking about it way back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. The artist, you can still do it. Yeah, Afro Man isn't on MTV and BET, like he was when he dropped Because I Got High, but he can still fucking have some advertising going around the internet, and my dad and people like him will buy tickets and go see him, even if it's a little hole in the wall or a decent sized place.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. I get what you're saying with that, because like I said, right, there's that core demographic of really, really fervent people, of the pop music, right? It falls within a certain age range, and as those people within that age range get older, they go out, and so does their artist, and then the new artist and the new audience comes in after it, right? And that kind of happens like that. My biggest thing with calling it, what he said, like adult hip hop, or you call it adult contemporary, or whatever, is, to me, I don't think you should put the word adult in there, because then it reminds me of like, oh, well, if you don't listen to adult hip hop, you're listening to Kids Bop. Remember Kids Bop?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like that kind of like plays like a
psychological,
like
it's a psychological fight.
It's a psychological thing,
yeah.
Right.
Like,
so that's why I think you should say,
yeah.
So it's like, oh, what? I'm 35, and if I want to listen to fucking, if I want to listen to fucking Joyner Lucas and Lil Baby's track, well, no, if I want to listen to Joyner Lucas and Lil Baby's track, Ramen and OJ, which is what a lot of Gen Zers like.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a fucking adult anymore, but if I listen to Nas, I'm cool. I'm an adult now. It's like, no, I think you should have it as like, Gen Z hip hop, millennial hip hop, Gen X hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I mean, I guess there technically would be boomer hip hop, but you know what I'm saying? Like you have like the
now
different.
That's an insult.
No, it's not an insult. It's true. The generation that was the age range that I'm talking about when that hip hop came out, it's technically boomer hip hop. Technically KRS-One and shit like that, Curtis Blow, those are boomer hip hop technically. But like,
Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah, exactly. Sugar Hill Gang. That's technically boomer hip hop. Okay, sorry, but you segregate something like that. But saying, oh, we need to have the adult hip hop charts, and then oh, that's the
I see
kids
what
over
you're
there.
saying.
It's
Okay,
like
yeah. I
it's
see
like,
what
oh,
you're
what?
saying, yeah.
So Lil Uzi Vert is Kids Bop. You know what I'm saying? And for those of y'all who don't know, back in like what the late '90s, Kids Bop was like and then now this is what's called music and shit like that. Those were like CDs that would have like kids style music of the day. So it would be
Yeah,
like
it'd be pop
kid
music
friendly
singing.
hip hop and
Yeah,
shit
it'd be
like
kid.
that.
It's kid
Like
exactly.
kid friendly and shit.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, if you call like Nas and shit like that, you call that adult. It's like, oh, what? Everything else is all childish shit.
Popular songs sang by
technically
kids.
it is. I get it. Exactly. And so I don't. I could see them wanting to separate it, but at the same time, like I still stand on success is something that has to be maintained. You have to maintain it. You can't expect to go away from the limelight for 10 years and not make hardly any money and then come back and try to get the exact same numbers.
That's the
It's not
difference.
gonna
Yeah,
happen.
but that's a totally different topic though. What we were saying. I know. I
Right,
agree
but I
with
mean,
you
it's
on
like,
that.
yeah, but I mean, it's like Pat Poose right here above my fucking head, right? He was hot there for a little bit. He ain't really made shit in a while. Now he's like the C something O of TuneCore or whatever, right? And so if he starts trying to drop music again and stuff like that, most of the people, except for me, are not going to know who the fuck he is. And so he can't expect to come in and be like, hey, don't you remember me from Lyrical Alphabetical Slaughter? People be like, what? Right? K Slay right here as well, too. Talking about
Rest his
DJs and
soul,
shit like
rest
that,
his soul, man.
Exactly. Well, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot he died. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to say is like people are not going to really remember him if he drops something again. Obviously, he's not going to drop anything again, unfortunately. But what I'm trying to say though. So like when that guy used that reference of like, oh, when I was coming up, DJ or Fuck Flex was hating on me. It's like, okay, well, guess what? You're hating on the next generation, literally in that video. You're hating on the next generation of DJs, saying that they shouldn't be considered. That he shouldn't have to. He literally just said he shouldn't have to compete with a 20-year-old DJ. That's literally what he's saying. Because when he's saying Jay-Z or shouldn't have to compete with Ice Spice on the charts, they should be in separate charts. He's saying that he shouldn't have to compete with a 20-year-old DJ when it comes to the charts.
I don't.
Because I mean, and then he's sitting here saying, "Hey, this is the exact same thing that Funk Flex said to me. He was hating on me because I was hitting the ground running and he was slowing down." That's the way I see it. I know we're going to disagree, and that's fine.
I mean, that's why I really like.
Because it gives two different perspectives for the people listening to take into consideration whichever one they like.
Yeah.
I think and that's the thing with for those of y'all listening. That's the thing with me and KP's dynamic is we are different people. We have different perspectives on things, sometimes very wildly different. And hey, it makes for a good conversation for y'all because some of y'all agree with me, some of y'all agree with him.
But let us know what y'all think because I think this is
exactly.
I mean,
absolutely.
just kind of because I think if we're gonna keep going back and forth with it, right? And
I know that's why I was like, hey, we're not gonna agree.
We're not. So
we've made our points. Let the audience
definitely,
decide.
man. Yeah, like, hey, dude, because I think this is a very interesting topic for everyone to really chime in and speak on. So please, man, for the love of fucking Satan, God, and whatever the fuck you worship, my dude, get your asses down at the bottom of this motherfucker.
For the love of the Anunnaki.
Right? Right? But dude, get down there, dude. I mean, seriously, because I think this is a really when you say this was a really good topic, I think I said this would be a great one. Why? Because this is one of those.
Because I said it pissed me off, and you're like, yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Right. And I mean, and you guys have seen where, dude, this is that standstill. We're gonna bump heads on this one. So please, guys, definitely.
Yeah, we can go for 2 more hours.
Yeah, we can totally fucking go for hours on this one. So definitely, guys. Please, man, comment below and really, man, subscribe. Fucking subscribe to us, all right, guys? Subscribe. Absolutely. Because we really do, man, we want to drop this. We want to drop this knowledge to you guys from our perspective, our honesty, just from the way you guys get it. You're not going to get it any other way than the way Harkos and I do this shit, guys. I'm saying it's like you're getting like, it's like you're talking too strong, very strong, and very well and researched opinions, right? We're not just giving you our opinions just just for the sake of
not a
it.
hot
It's like
take.
it's not a hot take. We're saying it like, hey, this is why we feel this way, and we use evidence, history, and our own experiences to back up why we have those opinions, right? And our own and the education we both learned from others and paid vacation we got from Sean and Corey, which is you see we have taken a lot. And shout out to No Labels Necessary, man, for those guys, because Sean and Corey, they put up, and their team putting up really good videos for us to have these type of conversations. And I love it because this is one of those, like, when Farco said, okay, this pissed me off. I'm like, okay, this is where, right? Those are the topics
This is where we need to talk.
Yeah, that's where you need to talk, because here's the thing. Those are the topics where you're going to have the most passion. You're going to have the most passion about, and you're going to make sure that you're giving the best information as possible. Because at the same time, though we are having these back and forths, where our goal is to give you guys the best education possible when it comes to you as a musician, artist, band, and the business that you choose to do, how you choose to do, how you choose to create. And we just want to give you guys the best knowledge that we got and that we get on a daily. We want to give you guys that. So, man, and also, guys, check out my man's Apex Business Systems, guys. Check it out, because this is why. Oh, Music Systems. I'm sorry. All right. Check. Is it Apex Music Systems?
Apex Music System.
Okay, Apex
Just
Music
one system.
System. One system. All right, cool.
Right.
Apex Music.
It's the Apex Music System. Well, no, I'm just saying. No, I didn't put the "the" in there, but yeah, it is the Apex Music System.
Okay,
and because that actually started where I was actually creating a course, and it was the name of my course, Apex Music System. It's like the music system that you need to run, right?
Yeah.
Well, then I ended up just taking it for the whole name of the course or the company.
The company.
But yeah,
check it out, guys.
apexmusicsystem.com.
Definitely check it out. All right. Yeah. ApexSystem.com. Check it out, because he really teaches the things that we sit here and we talk about. What he does is that he actually shows you and applies it into you. It's for you to learn, like how to set up an ad, how to set up a TikTok ad, those things like that. Those are very important things, vital pieces of information that we need to learn as we are starting this journey. And for all you artists out there, you're starting your journey right now. I would tell you, go and check out Apex Music System. All right. My man, to get you on point, man. Straight up.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate that. And then, of course, as always, musicmakingsensepod.com for any and everything Music Making Sense Pod. Make sure you go like, share, follow, subscribe on all the platforms and everything like that. Make sure you go to musicmakingsensepod.com. Down at the very bottom, you'll see a newsletter option. Click in there, and we send out a weekly newsletter talking about different discussions and topics and stuff like that, different kinds of pieces of information in there. It's not a sales letter. There's a little bit of promotional stuff at the very, very bottom, but 80 to 90% of the email content is all about, hey, here's some information. Here's something to think about. Let's talk about this, right? It's all informative, and it's a discussion. And so make sure you all go do that. It's absolutely free. Sign up. And like KP said, let us know what you thought about this episode in the comments, and direct message to us over at musicmakingsensepod.com. I almost said Apex Music System, but over at musicmakingsensepod.com. Send us a message, everything like that. And we do have quite a few different things in the works. Like he said, I got my different courses plus my one-on-one stuff that I do. That I'm putting together some more stuff and getting everything rocking and rolling on Apex Music System. Capone, who had some stuff, he couldn't make it today. It would have definitely probably been a longer conversation if he would have been on. Yeah. Because I wonder what his perspective would have been. When I told him, he's like, oh yeah, I think I can come up with something. I think I got an idea about what I would talk about on this, and like we didn't talk about it though. Try to save that shit for the pod, but
right.
But yeah, he has a lot going on. We are the nameless, links.wearethenameless.com or something like that. He'll hopefully be on here soon, but he's got stuff he's in the works on and everything like that. We got a lot of things coming soon. So, make sure you go subscribe to the newsletter at musicmakingsensepod.com. That way you can stay up to all the knowledge, because we are about 1 to 2 episodes ahead. So when you hear this, we've already recorded something that's going to drop 2 weeks from now. So when you want to find out the most up-to-date information as it's happening, your newsletter over at Music Making Sense Pod is where you're going to get it. That's where we drop the freshest information that you won't hear for a couple weeks on the podcast.
Right on.
So make sure you go check it out there. And then, of course, follow on the socials. We'll drop some shit over there, too. So anything else, Mr. P?
No, bro. We're good, man. Fucking
All
awesome
right.
episode.
Well, absolutely. And yeah, like you said, we're not going to agree on everything. It's best if we don't.
Yeah.
But we both have to realize, okay, I think we both made our point. We're not trying to convince each other either way. 'Cause it's not going to fucking happen. So we both made our points. We both have our references. We both know our shit.
Yep.
And we both have different perspective on shit. So you guys in the audience be the deciding factor, because you guys are the only ones that matter anyway.
Exactly.
We just sit here and we're the pinnacle of knowledge.
There you go, bro.
All right. See y'all on the next episode.
Oh, yeah.
Music Making Sense Podcast.
Hey!
Yeah. Make sure y'all check out all the sponsors down below in the description. Tennessee Hot Sauce, Horrible Designs, Apex Music System, of course. Don't forget that. HipHop Radar Underground. Check them out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See y'all.
We out. Holla!